Hello, planets. Hope you're well. Now, while half of my household is still asleep or having a late start, I thought I'd come on and create my future log in my A5 dotted grid Leuchtturm 1917 bullet journal. Now, yesterday I just did a very quiet impromptu live setting up my spread for the new week in this new setup of mine. And so, of course, June is next week already, and I want to make sure that I have got my pages ready. And so then that way I can be a little bit more prepared than I would normally be. So if you are here live with me, make sure to come say hello, and then that way we can get going. So I purchased this one. So check out my latest live stream from yesterday. It is very quiet, as in I'm not talking. I just had the music. I didn't even have chat on because the boys were watching movies in the lounge. So I just wanted to set it up and make sure that I can get it done and take you guys along with me. And so let me just make sure that I am on and I am not on private. So let me just double check everything is going on. I just thought, let's just quickly jump on. Let's see who's here today with us and make sure that I am streaming live to you. It is Monday, the 25th of May here in Sydney, and it's just 15 minutes to 10 a.m. and I am good. I am on. All right, so let's keep going. Now I have to have my handheld fan on because I am quite warm under these lights. All right, so I purchased the powder pink notebook journal, and as you can see, it is a dotted grid. Now I'll show you if we have time, if they don't come out of the bedrooms and start making quite a bit of noise. I'll show you the 2 pages of the 2 spreads I have already created. I have penciled in already the little headings placement, and so we will get right into it. So pretty much a future log, as the name suggests, is a log that you can add in any known events, appointments, birthdays, special occasions in your bullet journal. Because this is starting from scratch, it's not dated, there's no structure, there's no layout. For you to know what's coming up, you've got to be able to pop it down somewhere. So I am going to create the future log from July to December in this notebook because I am starting it technically in June next week, but I have already set up my weekly spread for this week. So let's get going. I'm going to use my Tombow Fudenosuke brush tip pen to create the headings bar. All right, I'm here, I'm good. All right, because I quickly put the live stream on because the younger one, my 17-year-old, he was up at 5, but he's gone back to bed. Now we do homeschool him, and we are a little bit, a bit more relaxed with start of homeschool. And so they have their little schedule. So what I'm doing is I'm just creating these little bars for like the heading placement. So I'm going to place 6 of them from July to December. Now I penciled in already where I wanted these to be. So if you are also bullet journaling or want to start bullet journaling and want to create a future log, so of course if you are starting it now, you might want to start from June, up to you, but because of course I'm going to create June calendar, I will put all the known events in the calendar directly. So, but I need to know what's coming up for July to December. And so I'm creating a spread. Now, traditionally, or historically, I should say, I use up one of these A5 dotted grid that has 251 pages, 6 months worth of journaling or bullet journaling. So I won't need to write January to June for 2027 because most likely I will start that in a new notebook. So let me know if you are here with me today. Well, first of all, do I even have chat on? Yes, I have chat on. So just want to make sure, because yesterday I didn't have it on because I wanted to just, I think it was already 11 o'clock last night. So, all right, let me just pop that on. And I've got one more. Now this notebook here, again, Leuchtturm, hopefully I'm saying it right, 1917 Dotted A5 Notebook. The paper is 80 GSM. It is, well, sort of fountain pen friendly if it's not too inky. I did do a pen test on some previous Leuchtturm that I had in the past. But if you follow me on Instagram at Marianne Cresp, or even check out, the reels or the shorts that I've created here, I had picked out some pens that I would like to use for my bullet journaling. So as you can see there is a bit of ghosting. Now, that could bother me, but once I start writing things on there and, you write throughout, it's not a big deal. It would be if it's just the first, you have it all blank like that, but I have grown to accept it. Now, what I'm going to do next is on the black bars, I'm going to use my white Uniball Signo gel pen. Now, I don't know if you saw my stream yesterday. If you have a gel pen and you do find that it is skipping, it is not, it doesn't seem bold enough, the ink isn't bold enough, here's a little trick. So I wish I could remember. I thought I saved the person who I saw this from, and I think Alison Hannigan, who is was on Buffy the Vampire and the Penn and Teller Magic Vegas thing, also showed it on her Instagram, I think. But if you're, well, I won't show this now because it will write smoothly because I have done this trick. So what you do, if you have any gel pens that are, let me just make sure I just get the blob out at the end, that are not writing smoothly or skipping, what you can do is take the refill out of the barrel. You can either grab blue tack or wax or even just a piece of paper to block the end of the tubing. What this does is it traps the air and changes the air pressure that's in the tubing, which will then push the ink a lot better to the tip of that refill. So you will find it will write a lot smoother, it won't skip. And the only thing though, just be mindful, because now that you have changed the air pressure on the refill, it will become inkier and it'll be wetter. So that means when you're writing, it won't dry as it would if you didn't have that blockage on there. So it's a lot, oh, here we go, let's do that again. It's a lot smoother because I took some dried ink off the tip. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write, now what did I want to write? I think I'll just write 3 letters rather than the whole lettering. Yes, I think I'll do that. All right, so let me zoom in a little bit so then you can see the hand lettering font that I will use. So July, and I'm going to make one edge of the letter a little bit thicker, so then it has a little bit of styling. And it's okay that it's not in the middle, Marianne. I'm just telling myself it's okay that it's not right in the middle there. July and then August. So if you are here with me live or if you are watching on replay, have you done bullet journaling yourself in the past at all? So I did bullet journaling before I started doing refills in a ring binder, July, August, September. And so I started bullet journaling back in June of 2017 and fell in love with it. And like any other time, when I find myself interested in a particular hobby or an interest, I purchased everything. So I purchased Tombow, well, not so a lot of Tombow, but the Zebra Marliner, the felt tip pens, June, July, August, September, October. I'm trying to make sure I don't lean on the white gel pen because remember, now that you created that little blockage in the tube of the refill, that is a lot inkier. And of course, there's more blob of ink and it will dry. It won't dry as fast, okay? So just be mindful if you're a lefty especially and you are, know all the hassle of, smudging your pen markings or your highlighters, okay? And last one, December. Now, I will note that this will be 2026's bullet journal because I will label. I might use my handheld fan to go and dry this a little bit quicker. I will label the spine of the notebook. Hello, Margie. Nice to see you. How are you? How's your weekend, your Sunday evening? So I'm just creating a future log for my A5 dotted bullet journal. So actually, well, you were there. You were in our brain dump session yesterday. Were you in yes, were you yes, you were in see, my brain's not functioning too well. I was going to say early in the morning. It's nearly 10 a.m. What was I saying? Yes, so during Sunday morning, I went, before I got off my bed, I went, I wonder what it would be like to go and do some bullet journaling again. And so here I am. All right, so it's all good that this is now inkier, but it will take a little bit of time to go and dry that. So what I might do, will I wreck it? I don't know if I will wreck it. So it's really these two first. Let me see. Let me just press that to try. And so what I did is I just pressed a little piece of paper on top of, without moving it. So don't move it around. Oh, just like I did there. That's okay. It's all right. We can fix that because I can then just cover that up again with the, look at this. Okay. So you got to sort of like weigh which one you would want better. Do you want it inkier and then it won't dry as fast, or just write over it again and again? Now with the pen that I'm going to use this Uniball 1, and the refill is a 0.38. So I want to use something thinner because then when I'm writing the dates, when it comes to your 20s, the numbers, of course, will be wider. And so I need a thinner nib to write down the dates of the month. So here I'm going to write first the days of the week initial: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now I'm just looking at the calendar on my iPad to make sure that I am doing this correctly. So July the 1st starts on a Wednesday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. I have to do this and not talk, or else 15, 16, 17, 18, or else I will get the dates mixed up. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 days have September, so we have 31 days in July. And on the side here, I am going to write what week it is of the year. So 27, 28th week, 29, 30, and 31. So if you are following along, the little black bar is 7 dots wide, 1 dot down, so 7 by 1. I started it 2 spaces away from the edge. So there's a space at the top, space at the underneath it. This is where the days of the week will go, another space, and then in July there's 5 weeks, and so that's how I did that. Okay, so next for August 1st starts on a Saturday, so there it is. So let me write the dates of the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1, 2, make sure I'm on the right row. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let me see if I can put some music on in the background so it's not so quiet. Let me see, what have we got here? Maybe we'll play some sweet. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, where are we? Keep going. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. All right, so then the day weeks is, so because this one is the 31st week and it all continues to the 1st of August, so 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36 weeks of the year. All right, so if you're just tuning in, I'm just writing my future log in my bullet journal in my A5 dot grid notebook. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, bullet journaling, of course, from a blank grid, whether you do dotted, you do the actual line grid, lines, or just blank, of course, it's going to take up a little bit more time to set it up. But I think what I have found was, because I had been in my ring planner and then Hobonichi, and I've tried them for, a couple of years, changing every so often, but I had been in them for a number of years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's sort of like, for me, I needed something new. So the analogy that I was thinking was, if you've been wearing a pair of your favorite boots or favorite shoes, or you've got a nice handbag that you love using all the time, but then you just want, you're not feeling it. All right, it's not that you don't love it anymore, but because you have used it, you've seen it for, day in, day out, or whatever it is, that's a current favorite of yours, and it's not working or it's not serving you, to its best ability, and then you're finding that you're not touching your planner as often, then of course you want to make sure, first of all, is it the planner? You know, is it the planner that's not inspiring you? Because it could just be, you know, you just maybe in a lull, or you're just feeling off. And as you know, for me, I have just this weird limbo feeling of, you know, just sometimes a little bit unsure. I was saying in my brain dump session in the membership yesterday, it feels like you know, I'm in my early 20s again when it comes to deciding what do I want to be when I grow up, you know, that kind of thing. All right, let's quickly zoom out a little bit. And let's show you so far. All right, so then there is my July, August, September. And this space is where I'm going to write known events, birthdays, special occasions, any bills coming up, any subscriptions that I have to try and remember. So this is what's called a future log. As the name suggests, this is where you log any known future dates: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Of course, we have two sides. You know, we have ones, why don't you just use a digital planner? Why don't you just use a, so this one's Wednesday, October, Wednesday. Why don't you just use a dated planner, or one, of course, you know, I sell planner printables as well that has already got pre-laid out spacing for weeklies and dailies. Sometimes your brain works differently from time to time, and it needs to have sort of like a little bit of a zap it back into back into working order. So October 5, 6, 7. And yesterday what I found when I was setting up my weekly spread for this week, there was that excitement again. You know, it's like as if Christmas, when you wake up at Christmas time and you see all the presents, it felt like that. And so I'm not saying go out and buy a new planner or, you know, overhaul everything from the beginning, but, you know, give it a try. What is it that's not working about your current system? Is it just, you know, maybe the layout? You just maybe need to change layout. Maybe you just need to change pen. Maybe you just need to change ink. Maybe you need to just get some stickers or washi tapes. Where are we? October. You know, start off with those little changes first. So I'm not, you know, encouraging suddenly buying everything totally new. I mean, hey, you're an adult. You have your own disposable income. So make sure you are you are responsible with your spending, because the last thing we want is, you know, just buying all these new planners and new pens and markers, and then you're getting yourself into some sort of financial strife or into debt, or, you know, you should be saving instead, okay? Because I've been there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've been, you know, $22,000, $30,000 in debt. And it feels good to be out of debt. But if I'm not careful, I can, you know, easily spend money I shouldn't be spending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, let me know if you are here in the live chat, or if you are watching on replay. Have you tried bullet journaling before? If so, how do you like it? 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I love it. This style of bullet journaling that I would be doing incorporates, you know, arts and doodling and hand lettering. Ryder Carroll, the person who created the bullet journal system, essentially that's what it is, bullet journal. You just like dot, 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 do this, do this, do this. These are my tasks. These are my, so but all the lovely creative people out there like your Amanda Rach Lee and many other bullet journal accounts, whether on Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, have taken it and ran with it with all the wonderful creative layouts that you can do. So you can keep it minimal. So at the moment, I'm just keeping this future log very minimal. Maybe later I can add 28, 29, where I've been November 30. I can add, you know, stickers, doodling, but I'm just going to keep it simple because essentially I'm supposed to be on a nice little, you know, hiatus and not putting too much pressure on myself to perform when it comes to creating content, and just taking it easy. Giving myself the advice that I give a lot of you is to take a break. Make sure you're looking after yourself, okay? And not put too much pressure to have everything right, perfect. I mean, you know, my planner pages for the last couple of weeks have been empty. And, you know, and I thought it could just be my you know, my thoughts and my emotional well-being. But then I recognized that, look, what is it that's not drawing me to want to open my planner? First of all, I knew I needed a break, not have the pressure of the schedule, and, you know, with all the different changes that's happening in me at the moment, my mood, my energy, new medication, it was all happening at the same time. And I am fortunate enough that planning has helped me recognize that, hey, Marianne, maybe you need to take a little bit of a time off. 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Woohoo! All right, so week 49, 50, 51, 52, and 2026 goes a little bit to the 53rd week, with 4 days into the end of the year, going into the 53rd week of the year. All right, so I can start off with that, and then if I wanted, so I could already put the known dates. So here, 27 is my son's birthday, so I can write that down. Let me, zoom in again. And again, it doesn't have to be in order, because of course when you start adding, you know, known events, appointments later down the track, it's not all going to be like in chronological order. All right, so, and then 7 is my mum and dad's anniversary. Okay, just realized I have to go and buy a correction tape that's cream. And then there's also 13th, and there's also 17th. I'll just add those birthdays after. And then there's also here, the 24th is another birthday. October is another birthday. My dad's birthday. My brother's birthday. Zach's birthday. Okay, so then I'm going to fill this out with all the different birthdays and events or subscriptions or anything like that that I have that are known. So especially for maybe subscriptions, I'll go check the subscriptions, my Apple ID, to see if there's any subscriptions that may no longer use. Or maybe what I normally do with subscriptions is put it the month before and just say this app or this subscription is going to renew next month. then I can decide whether it's something that I want to keep paying for. And also, what else? Yes, special occasions, birthdays, bills, especially for us here in Australia, our utility bill is every quarter. So I want to make sure that either I'm putting money aside for because it can, you know, be in the hundreds because it's 3 months worth of energy, gas or electricity bill. So I want to make sure that I have that put aside. And then what I might do is I might go and just use, I'm going to grab N65 gray Tombow marker and just maybe make a little drop shadow here. So just add some artistic flair to it. I'll probably add some sticker to the bottom of each, or the, on here, because then when I'm writing maybe there's just space there, but I can do that after October and November and December. So again, this is a future log. As the name suggests, I can have an opportunity to anything that comes up. So if there's a special occasion that's going to come up, I'll go, oh, because of course on a bullet journal, nothing is set yet. I haven't created anything yet. So I need to have a safe space to park those information. So then when it comes to, let's say, August, when I'm planning August's pages, I can refer to this future log and put those dates in the August calendar. So then when I'm planning my month, my week, my day, it'll help me funnel and focus one thing at a time. What was I thinking? I thought of something else. Oh, okay. I'm just going to, for a second, take my camera off and then see if I can just take a picture for let me just make sure. So then I can take a picture after. And so hopefully that saves it. I don't know if it did, or the other one. I wonder if this will do it. I don't know, but there's a still of it. Okay, put me back on. All right, I thought of something. Oh yes, that's right. That's what I was going to do. With this yesterday, along with the Leuchtturm1917 A5 Dotted Notebook journal in the powder pink, I also purchased at my local stationery store here. I did put an Amazon affiliate link for this one if you wanted to check it out. I did also purchase the pen loop because then this doesn't have a pen loop. So I can, for the week, I am using Muji gel pen in 0.5, so I can add that here. Okay, so then that way I have the pen handy. Another way you can hold a pen is if you go and put the elastic band. Okay, so there's the elastic band. If you just move it to the side like that towards the corner, that's another way you can, if you have a clip pen, that's another way you can go and have either a second pen that you can have there. So that's another way you can have a pen. And then of course there's some other pen holder clips. Let me see if I've got one handy. Is it handy? Is it nearby? Yes. So this one, so it's like it's a paper clip, but then the one end is sort of like bent forward. So then that way you can have that on there, and there we go. And then you can put in maybe if you have a dot marker that you want to use to go and to say you've completed your tasks. Okay, so the inside, I'll probably put a sticker on here or some fancy doodling or handwriting. I'll probably just put I don't know, my name on there. And then I'm going to leave this blank. This is an index, so what you can do, because these pages are numbered, you can then create an index and say maybe from page, 5 to 20 is June pages, and so on. So I don't think I really used this when I was actively using bullet journaling back in 2017, 18, and 19. Because then I just forget to add something, so I don't know what I'll leave there. Maybe here I'll just create, just a nice cover page to say, I don't know what, maybe some images, or my word of the year, steady. Not really fussed yet of having that blank. But what I did write yesterday, because I feel like I want to be in this for at least a month or so until I change my mind again. So what I did is I wrote out my running to-do list. So remember, that's how it started. So I used the same effect with the Tombow for the Nasoke brush tip marker with the black bar. Used my gel pen running to-do list, and then created a drop shadow, put the date range, and then we've got 7 columns for the days of the week. I had 1, 2, 3 grid width for the top bar, so then I could write the initials of the days of the week and the dates. And here, to-dos, appointments, events, habits, and routines. So if you have been with me for a while, you know that the running to-do list is one of the things that I have in my planning system that help me focus on the things that matter most for this week. Okay, so I have a printable of it. So if you haven't yet got this and you are in a ring planner or a disc-bound planner, or you just want something loose leaf that you can put the front of your notebook or your journal or your planner, or you want to glue it in place and you don't want to be creating this each and every week, and ruling up the pages, then I will make sure, let me see if I've got that handy in my running to-do list. Of course, I don't have it there, but you can go and, do I have it here? I don't think so. Planner printable. What's this link here? Okay, you can check out the link in the chat right now and check out my printables if you don't want to start from scratch with a bullet journal. All right, so that's what I've done. I've written out based on the brain dump that I wrote out with my plannerettes yesterday in our weekly brain dump membership session. These are the things that I said I would like to do for today, tomorrow, and this week. Some of them I've already completed because I was eager to make markings in my new planner. And then yesterday, in a lovely quiet plan with me session, I created the weekly spread for this week with the date range, the calendar here, Monday to Friday, and then the last column being the weekend, so 2 days in one, because I really don't put much on the weekends in the 2-day section. I put the weather as well as little water or glass icons to remind me to drink water, and then these are all the tasks that I have said I need to do, want to do. Some are from the brain dump session, and I've already completed quite a few of them. Last night I was too eager. I just wanted to see what it looked like once I've completed some of the tasks and colored in those boxes. Now with these, I don't know if you saw me using it. I actually, years ago when I was bullet journaling, these are just, what are these? I think these are just plastic document envelopes. As you can see, they are very flexible. And what I did was I used I can't remember whether it was Cricut or my Silhouette cutting machine, where I just created this template. And so I did a lot of trial and error to make sure that the spacing of the water droplets, the glass water, the small square boxes, the big square boxes, and the little circular dots matched exactly the width. I think the width of this is a 35 mil, is it 35 millimeter? Or no, 0.5 millimeter. No, yeah, 0.5 centimeters or 50 millimeter. I don't know my, right? So then the spacing of it is exactly, will exactly fit the grid, the dotted grid spacing. So I made this myself through trial and error using my silhouette cutting machine. Now I did make some, I was going to sell them, but yeah, I've got a few on hand. And so then I just added a little hole at the top and put a little cord. So then, because then of course, if that's sitting on the desk and I don't have that cord there, I will not know where it is located. Okay, so I just created. So if you've got your own Cricut or silhouette cutting machine, create a your own little template. And again, this one is just a flexible plastic document envelope that I got from the stationery store. And then just made sure that the cut is nice and clean for the thickness of this plastic. And then yeah, that's how I was able to create these little grid, these little check boxes, as well as the cute little cloud for my weather icons right at the top there. So the next thing that I will do is again, I'll probably be just jumping on here when I'm able to, when maybe the homeschooling area is not being used. What I need to create now is my June cover. So I want to, that's a great opportunity for me to have the break, have something creative to do. So most likely I'm going to shop my own old cover pages from my old bullet journals of many moons ago. Okay, so these are just some. I think I have 5. Okay, so I'll just flip through these, have a look at any that catches my eye, recreate them, and then create a June cover page, and then create my June calendar, and then most likely my habit tracker. I think I'm going to write a 1-line gratitude a day, and then start with the following week's spread. And the beauty of having it starting from scratch is when I get bored with this layout, or I want to try a new layout, I can. So I think that's what it is. Sometimes I was boxed in with the planner inserts that I was using, my own planner inserts, mind you, but that's the beauty of being able to also interchange the different planner inserts. I think I have a bullet journal style printable that you can, that's already sort of like has the guides on there. So let me know if you're interested in that. I think I archived it, but if anyone's interested and want to be able to create bullet journal style printable for your own ring planner or disc bound, but don't want to start from scratch and you just want the guidelines, let me know. Make sure you let me know in the comments section. So that is it for the moment. There is my future log in my A5 dotted notebook. So let me know if you have any questions, or if you think you enjoyed this session, give this a thumbs up. Thanks, Plannerettes, for hanging out with me. I can hear the house waking up now. I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye.